the greatness of the Google and the dubious authority of Wikipedia agree Islam originated in Mecca in the 7th century. By the 8th century, the Islamic Empire extended from Iberia in the west to the Indus River in the east. Islamic civilization flowered with culture and science. Astronomy and philosophy bloomed into a vibrant technological age. By 1492, when Columbus set sail for the Americas, he actually referenced a book written by Portuguese Muslims who apparently had already been there, done that, a full 3 centuries before. Yet the average Westerner believes the culture of Islam to be backward, barbaric, without the mark of modernity or evolution. Because I'm a lover of lesser-known facts, I was also tickled to learn from the Google that the first recorded Muslims in the West were among enslaved Africans. 10 to 15% of the black bodies brought here to salve the white supremacist greed believed in the peace and power of Allah. But under the systematic narrowness of slavery in the Americas, multiple identities were quickly quarantined. Black bodies were forced to carry the public cross of every other kind of disenfranchisement. Christianity was mandated. Islam was segregated to the invisible margins until emancipation, until other Muslims began to come. Plentiful, like the warm brown sands of the astounding eastern deserts. Their arrival collided with the great migration of blacks to the north, fueling the fiery growth of an African-American nationalist movement, giving birth to a brazen black Muslim identity reflected in the magic of Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. In the wake of the black civil rights movement, Black America and Islam danced graceful with each other again. Until 4 decades later, when a cohort of crazy motherfucking jihadists pulled off a spectacular plan in which 2 planes dove headlong into the heart of North America's very comfortable wallet. As soon as those towers folded, the Muslim identity became synonymous with terrorist. The hateful rhetoric made the descendants of enslaved Africans forget that we were no more valuable to white America than those hard-working Muslim men, women, and children living beside us, laughing with us, playing soccer or basketball, listening to hip-hop or praying for their families in mosques, on stoops, in cabs, on buses, in New York City, in Minneapolis, in Detroit, in Philadelphia. Suddenly, Jamaicans and Nigerians got a free paper. We were no longer the focus of American immigration officers anymore. In Newark, DC, JFK, Arab American travelers were now routinely, randomly stopped at checkpoints. Every name sounding like Mohammed or Hamid or Ahmad. On every list was reason to stop the line, frisk the offending victim, check her body for a bomb, his backpack for a gun or anthrax. Everywhere we turned, we all saw those 9/11 jihadists on street corners, on the news, inside classrooms, on playgrounds, at the altar, in church, in every major city in the West. A white man with a big-ass beard is just a hipster. But beards on the bodies of a brown man were quietly blooming into an abomination. While America proudly elected its first African-American president, all across the nation, words like Allah and immigrant and baklava became dirty words. While the slogan Black Lives Matter grew steam, Assalamu alaikum signaled the presence of a public enemy combatant. While the LGBT community got marriage rights, Muslim men were taken from their wives in the night, deported, sent without due process to a place called Guantanamo, while white boys emptied automatic weapons into schools and churches. Olive-skinned men were imprisoned in rooms of torture and blame. Inside these Freedom of religion, United States. The lines of we against them were clearly drawn. Islam was pitted against Christianity. The onslaught of nationalistic pride made most of us nimble with naming the enemy. Black folk got comfortable with calling Muslim neighbors crazy fanatics poised to kill innocent Americans for mythical freedoms African Americans never ever had. But all that was before the last elections. Before our new president threatened to ban Muslims and make America great again. Before he blew the dog whistle for white power into his campaign. Before he boasted about grabbing women by the pussy without their permission. Before that, we were all separate, still unequal. And then the motherfucker got elected. And our collective memories came rushing back. Suddenly, all those embarrassed white people stopped me in the elevator, wanted to talk to me about Black Lives Matter. Black folk started complaining about the treatment of Mexican-American immigrants. Suddenly, all of us could clearly see that everything that had been said about Muslims was really being said about us. And we once again recalled that it is the white patriarchy that has for decades declared jihad on us. If you stop for a moment, think about it. This alt-right mantra, go back to where you came from, is a bit of a paradoxical oxymoron. Assuming we weren't all stolen from our homes or forced out from places upended by economic or military conflict. Conflict often caused by the very hands that turn the wheels of these Americas. No matter the resources we had, wherever we were, oil, gold, diamond, even our flesh, whatever these white people wanted, they came and they took it, hooked their claws into our homelands and ripped the heart out of it. And now they have the gall to call us crazy for wanting to come get back some of the shit they took from our ancestors. My grandmother always tell me, and I'm paraphrasing, whatever the fuck goes up must motherfucking come down. It may not be today, you know. Might not even be tomorrow or the day after. But one day, not too long from now, our collective anger with the hubris of white power will bloom, mushroom into an intersectional movement fomented by the sour fruits of an unbridled white entitlement. Then the multitude of us will rise up together against this institution of all these trumped up national narratives of what America was or is or whatever the fuck it claims to be. These old fallacies will fall to dust. The lust of our capitalist economy will disintegrate like the oligarchy of this divided democracy. The truth of us will make us renounce this shameful inauguration of this idiotic, ineloquent, bombastic buffoon. Then the institutionalized evisceration of our dearest values will be vindicated. The wheel of change will begin to grind forward once more. Here's hoping we don't wait too long. Here's hoping the time between then and now won't cost our children too much. Here's hoping the damage won't wind the clock so far back that no one sitting here today will be alive to bear witness when we catch up to it again.